So I want to start off saying thank you.
Yeah.
Because
Same.
I'm going through an incredible transition in my life.
Good. That's eternal.
Wonderful and positive.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm riding a wave of allowance.
Good.
Where I know I'm supposed to be the conductor, but it feels like I'm really just accepting and allowing.
You know what you're describing there? Bit by bit, you put it into the vortex, and it's been gestating. And the cooperative components have been gathered, and the momentum has been building. And so it's in the process of becoming. It's in the process of bursting onto the scene, into manifestation. And you're right there, and you can feel that. That's the best spot. That's where you just want to be. And then it bursts on, and you say, oh, yay. And then you say, now what? Now what?
But I haven't reached the now what. Because I've heard you describe so many times that exhilaration of the unfolding.
Yeah.
And that's where I am right now. I literally walked away from what I was...
It's so delicious if you can savor the incremental part as much as you savor the moment when it bursts into your bank account or whatever.
And there are others who are waiting for the bursting into the bank account moment. But for me, that is a distant memory. It's really just about following this feeling, which is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I cleared...
Would you call it a feeling of certainty?
Absolutely.
Invincibility?
Yes.
That ride that wave.
Yes.
Ride that wave. And when you find yourself, and you might, if you talk to other people who are impatient, when people say, thank you for your patience, Esther always says, you must be thinking of others. Because she likes to keep herself in that on the brink of discovery and manifestation feeling. And it's not a feeling of patience. It's a feeling of anticipation.
And I have Abraham to thank for keeping me there more often now. And that's what's allowed this to happen. I do fall off the disc plenty, right? The people around me, family, I do fall off, but I'm falling off less often, and it's lasting longer. And that's cleared the path. It's truly incredible the past couple of weeks I'm forming a new business, which is completely different from what I've done before, but something I've always loved. It's kind of like I did it as a hobby. That was my greatest joy, and then went back to what I was doing and finally realized this is my greatest joy. This is what I'm going to do for a living.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I allowed that to happen, all those people are jumping into my path.
And do you know why? You know why it's manifesting? The energy is so powerful is because you've been launching those rockets and feeding that vortex, and the law of attraction has been gathering the cooperative components. It's gestating and becoming. It's this inevitable thing that is happening, and you're not in the way of it. The only thing that can stop that is you getting in the way of that.
Yes, and what's allowing that, everybody else is blurry. It's just me, my vision, my conviction, my belief, and it's feeling very pure.
Yeah.
I have to say, for the first time, the last time I remember feeling this way was when I allowed my relationship with my now wife of 25 years to happen. I didn't make a decision.
Yeah.
I allowed it to happen.
You see, so what you're doing the best job. I want to speak to our friend who was in the hot seat before about this. You're doing the best job of describing what your work is in the creative process. And your work is to choose and then not point in opposition. That's your work. But to continue to choose, because you choose and then you get more information, and then you choose and then you get more information, and then you choose and then you get more information. So just keep choosing, but don't point in opposition. We said this earlier, but we think it'll hit home with you more now than it did when we said it earlier today. You're never going to get it done. It's never going to be done. And it's really a good thing when you stop needing the manifestation in order to feel good. If you cannot need the manifestation, but you can accept the unfolding now, 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 because even when it bursts in to see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, it's still not done, as you've discovered with your magnificent relationship with your wife. It's not done. It's not ever going to be done.
And I'm only realizing day by day right now how much bigger it can be than I ever imagined. These ideas just keep flowing to me.
Bigger than you have imagined. This is so good. Hear this. Bigger than you have imagined, because the path of least resistance will not allow you to see past what you've practiced seeing, but not bigger than you want, and not bigger than your inner being is imagined, and not bigger than the cooperative components together have caused it to be. It's been revealed, but you are not ready to realize all of it. But isn't that the fun? For years we've said to Esther, the universe will surprise and delight you. And she argued with us about that for a while. She said, I can see how it could delight me, but how can it surprise me if I'm the one that's put the stuff in the vortex to begin with? And we say, because you can't consider, and it's not because you're defective, you can't consider all of the components of all of the things that are gathered together and what that means. The exponential desire is unfathomable, but it is knowable. It is feelable. It is discernible.
I'm feeling proof of that right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. There was one little personal trivial anecdote that I wanted to bring up with you for a long time. The first time I came to one of these gatherings was, call it 7 or 8 years ago, and I had only just then started listening to the teachings. I'm a huge fan of all that's put on YouTube. Thank you very much. And I was, after one of the, during one of the segments of refreshment, all of us were filing to the restrooms. It was like almost like a stream. And I passed Esther in the stream, and she looked right at me and punched me in the arm. And I wondered, with my wife and my sisters-in-law, I wondered, was that Esther punching me in the arm? Was that Abraham saying, finally, you joined us?
More likely Esther. She's the puncher.
But truly, thank you for everything. Thank you for today.
Really good. Really good.